lovely readers, and welcome to my very late December of 2014 wrap-up. For the month of December, I actually did pretty well, better than what I thought I was going to do, and I read a total of 11 books. I do have most of these books, but some of them I don't have with me because I gave them away, so I'm going to start off with these books. The first book is an e-arc that I read, and it is Top 10 Clues You're Clueless by Liz Zukaz. This book is the sophomore novel for Liz Zukaz. Her first one was Ask Again Later, and I really enjoyed that one. So I just jumped on this as soon as it was up on Edelweiss, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It was set in Christmas Eve, and they got locked up in a supermarket, like Superstore, No Frills, all that stuff in Canada, and I guess Walmart in the US. Apparently money got stolen, and they suspected these 6 teens, and they ended up staying locked Christmas Eve in the store until the police come. And a lot of crazy stuff happens. Good stuff though. It's a very funny book, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read, I actually read in physical form. I was sent a copy from Random House, but I gave this book away, and it is Little White Lies by Katie Dale. Unfortunately, I did not like this book at all. That is why I gave it away. I gave it to another book blogger, and I gave this book, is it 1 or 2 stars? It's a mystery thriller, supposedly. I did not find any mystery, and there was one big shock factor, but literally 3 pages later, the author had to do something to ruin the whole shock factor, and I'm like, I'm over this book. I'm just done. I'm done. So I'm just a hardcore thriller mystery fan, and I didn't enjoy this book because I felt it wasn't really targeted to that audience. It wasn't too much of a thrill, I guess, and the romance sort of took over everything, and I just don't like that. So yeah, I personally did not like this. The other book that I gave away is All Fall Down by Ali Carter. I gave this to someone who really wanted to read it, and I did enjoy it. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but it's not really worth keeping. And this is the first book in the Embassy Row series by Ali Carter. I might pick up the second one just because of the end. Most probably not, because it felt very middle grade-ish, childish to me, which I'm just kind of trying to read more adult books, not go to the middle grade books. Nothing wrong with reading middle grade, of course. That's not what I want. So it felt very middle grade-ish, even more than her Gallagher Girl series, which I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the whole way the plot was made and the characters and such. So yeah, I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, so I did enjoy it in the end. Now moving on to the physical books, I'm still going to continue on with the review books that I read this month. Next is Janet Ivanovich and Lee Goldberg's The Chase. This is the second book to the Fox O'Hare series. This Fox O'Hare series is just my comfort series. I wrote a double review of this one and the third one. It's on my blog, and I just really enjoyed the series. It's just a very fun series that if you're not in the mood to read anything, this will totally put you back in the mood. It doesn't revolve around the romance, doesn't revolve around anything serious. It's just a lot of laugh and a lot of fun, and it follows a con man and an FBI agent, and they have to, like, you know, bring down these bad guys. And usually revolves around like art theft and stuff, so you actually learn a lot of, you know, famous painters and their like paintings and all this cool stuff. So I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Then I picked up The Job by the same authors. This is the third one, and I still enjoyed it just as much. 4 out of 5 stars. You would think with the same formula that you would like it less, but in fact, I did not read them back to back, of course. I think I read 2 books in between, but I'm just finding my love for Janet Ivanovich back, and I feel like I've checked her blog as well as Goodreads for the release of a 4th book, but nothing is out yet, so I might start looking for her Stephanie Plum series that I stopped. I think I read 2 books last year or the year before, and I want to continue on with this with that series because I think I need my Janet Ivanovich fix, and this one was also a 4 out of 5 star read. My last review book was Cut Me Free by J.R. Johansson. If you guys saw my most anticipated contemporaries of 2014, the mid one, you would notice that this was on it even though it's a 2015 release. However, I was so excited for it that I couldn't contain myself and I had to put it in the 2014 releases. And I did read it in 2014. I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I love the concept. I think the protagonist is totally awesome. And she comes from an abusive family. Her family used to abuse her and her son, like, physically. They would, like, hurt them, physically torture them, that kind of thing. And it just breaks my heart. Like, totally made me tear up several times. and just her life after she escaped and such, and like the past, because the past was sort of hazy. You don't really know exactly what happened to her other than that she was, you know, beaten up and such. But you find out more and it just kills you and it kills you more, and then things happen now and it's just a big mystery, and I really enjoyed the mystery, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely recommend it for mystery thriller fans too. Then moving on to my non-review pile, I managed to read 5 non-review books out of the 11, which is pretty cool. It's not my 50% 1-to-1 ratio, but it's very close. The first book that I read, not in any particular order of course, is Dark Triumph by Robin Lefevers. This is the sequel to Grave Mercy and the second book to the third, Mortal Heart. And I really want to finish up some of my series that I started, especially the series that I'm actually dying to finish up, such as this one. Grave Mercy was one of my favorite books of 2013, so I just had to pick this one up, and I picked it and I loved it. Not as much as Grave Mercy, but it was still really, really good. I love the way Robin Lefevers does the historical aspect, the assassin aspect, and like the fantasy, even though it's not that much of a fantasy. She does mention that there's not a lot of politics in this one as compared to Grave Mercy. Politics historically is awesome. I love politics and like historical fiction, so I was sort of disappointed that I didn't see it here, but I do understand why she didn't include it too much. It was more of Sybil's struggle with herself and her past, and it was marvelous. I gave this 4.5 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Finally. I really liked this one. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's a hefty book, and I don't understand why her books are so heavy. I really liked it. It's a great take on like the fantasy and dystopian-ish world, and I'm definitely going to be continuing on with the series, and the ending just crushed me. Then I finally read Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. Like, that just makes me so happy, because one of my goals was to read this book, and I did end up reading it before the year ended, and I loved it so very much. It's just such a good book. Honestly, if you guys haven't read it, just pick it up. It's one of those books that you have on your shelf and you're like, oh, I'm gonna pick it up soon, but you never do. No, you're making the biggest mistake of your life. Pick this book up. It was so sweet, so cute, so funny, so adorable, so heartwarming, and I totally could relate to Emily because she's such an introvert. She's always so shy, and I don't know why people think this is such a shocker, because I'm a very, very, very shy person, like out in public when I'm not in front of, you know, an inanimate object. I'm a very shy person, and I could totally relate to Emily, and I just love seeing her character development and her discovering herself, and the bucket list was amazing, and it's just, everything was very adorable and very real in this book, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Young Elites by Mary Lou. This is Mary Lou's first book in the Young Elites trilogy, I'm guessing. And I read Mary Lou's Legend trilogy. I really enjoyed that trilogy, and I thought I would give this a chance. Unfortunately, I did not like this. I think I gave this 2 stars, or 1 star. Either one. This was also a very big disappointment for me, especially coming from Mary Lou. I actually was thinking, there's no way Mary Lou wrote this. Like, I'm so disappointed. So I just felt the main protagonist was really annoying. I hate when main protagonists keep secret for the better or for the good of the other people. No. You're just being selfish. You just don't want to, you know, actually face up the consequences. Don't lie. Don't make yourself feel better. No. You're doing this, you know it's going to end up badly, but you still do it. So no, don't give me all this I'm a martyr crap. You're not a martyr. You're just selfish. That's what I felt about this main protagonist. Didn't like any of the characters. Couldn't relate to any of the characters. Even if I didn't relate, I don't have to relate to characters to like them. Couldn't like them. Didn't like the plot. Didn't like the direction. Didn't like anything about this book. I'm so disappointed. And the last book that I read in this month is My True Love Gave to Me 12 Holiday Stories, edited by Stephanie Perkins and written by Holly Black, Ali Carter, Matt Delapena, Gail Foreman, Jenny Han, David Levithan, Kayla Link, Mariah McIntyre, Stephanie Perkins, Ray Burrell, Lainey Taylor, and Kirsten White. Breathe out. I gave this book 3 stars. So many disappointments this month. And I did a live show with my Contemporary Lovers members a couple of days ago on January 4th, where we discussed each story in depth, if you guys are interested. And we did go in like in order of the stories, if you want to, like, you know, hear our thoughts on a specific one. And I'm just gonna say Rainbow Rowell kicked butt. Her story was my favorite by far. Like there's a huge difference. Hers was like here, and then the second favorite was like here. Do you see that difference? And then they go like tick 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 till the last one, which was my favorite was Rainbow Rowell's Midnight. Love that. I wish there was a full book about that. My least favorites are Laini Taylor's and Kelly Link's. So yeah, I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. This is the book, I must say, that you should not read back to back. Like, you shouldn't read all the stories straight after the other. You should have books in between each story that you read. So you pick it up like once a week to read a story. Never read anthologies back to back. That is a rule. More like never read anthologies, full stop, for me. They're not for me at all. So these are all the books that I read in the month of December. I hope this video isn't too late, guys, but I thought I can't just stop it at the last month of the year. I must do it. So let me know which books are you planning on reading, and I guess let me know what was your favorite book that you read in December and most disappointing. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And do you guys love my bomber jacket that says Hogwarts alumni? Because I do. It says Hogwarts with an H. I love it. I love this jacket. That is it. I hope you guys have a nice day and month and year, and see you in the next video. Bye.